Many of you have the quadratic formula memorized, but have you ever seen where it comes from and how that formula is derived? That's what we're going to look at in this video. So deriving the quadratic formula, we're going to start with our generic quadratic, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And what we're going to do is we're going to complete the square. So in order to complete the square on this, we cannot have any coefficient on our x squared, so we're going to divide everything by a. So when we do that, we'll get x squared plus b over a x plus c over a equals 0 over a is 0. And then get this ready to complete the square. X squared plus b over ax plus our blank, and then we're going to move this minus c over a to the other side, so we get minus c over a. To complete the square, we're going to take half of that middle term and then square it. So half of b over a, we've got b over a, and half of that is going to be b over 2a. And then when we square that, we're going to get b squared over 2a squared, which is 4 times a squared. And we're going to add that to both sides. So b squared over 4a squared. When we take half of that, we've got b over 2a. I didn't write it down. Factoring this left-hand side, it's always going to factor 2x, our variable, and then the sign that we had before we took half of it, quantity squared. And on the right-hand side, we've got to get a common denominator, so negative c over a and b squared over 4a squared. Well, we're going to have to multiply to get that a to 4a squared. We're going to multiply by 4a on top and bottom, so we'll get 4a times c over 4a squared plus b squared over 4a squared. Normally we don't do a negative number plus a positive number. Normally we write those. So I'm going to actually switch these when we add them and write it as b squared minus 4ac. And then our common denominator there is 4a squared. Hopefully you're starting to see some aspects of the quadratic formula pop up here. Take the square root of both sides. When we take the square root of x plus b over 2a, quantity squared, we're going to be left with x plus b over 2a. And then we get plus or minus. Our numerator, we don't know we don't see any perfect squares we can factor out. But our denominator, 4a squared, is a perfect square. 4a squared, square root of that is 2a. And then we can move our b over 2a to the other side by subtracting it. So minus b over 2a. And then plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And you can leave it like that, but normally the form that we see is written as a single fraction, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And that is how you derive the quadratic formula. That's why the quadratic formula works.